Have you ever wanted something so badly that it started to control how you felt every single day? Like your mood depended on whether it was closer or farther away. I used to think that meant I cared, that it meant I was disciplined, focused, committed. But looking back now,
It was just pressure.
this video isn't about quitting. It's not about giving up or pretending you don't want things anymore. It's about what actually happens when you stop chasing outcomes. Because when I stopped chasing, my life didn't slow down. It didn't fall apart. It didn't go quiet. It got smoother. And at first, I didn't trust it. For a long time, I believed that if I wasn't thinking about my goals every day, they wouldn't happen. If I wasn't visualizing hard enough, affirming long enough, checking progress often enough, I was scared I'd miss my moment. So I chased. I chased results. I chased timelines. I chased versions of myself I thought I needed to become before life could work out. From the outside, it looked like ambition. From the inside, it felt like I was always slightly behind. Like today was never enough on its own. Every win felt temporary. Every delay felt personal. And what finally broke me wasn't failure. It was exhaustion. I remember sitting there one night. Not dramatic, nothing special. Just realizing how tired I was of wanting. Tired of living mentally in the future. Tired of measuring every day against something that hadn't happened yet. And this thought came up, almost accidentally. What if I stopped trying to make it happen, just for a while? Not forever, not giving up, just long enough to breathe. I didn't know it then, but that question cracked something open. Because the moment you stop chasing outcomes, you don't step into nothing. You step into a different kind of control. At first, it felt uncomfortable, almost like I was doing something wrong. We're taught that if you stop pushing, things fall apart. That ease means you don't care enough. That if you're not slightly stressed, you're probably slacking. So when my mind got quieter, I panicked a little. I wasn't obsessing anymore. I wasn't constantly checking progress in my head. I wasn't asking, is this working yet, every few minutes? And instead of feeling free, I felt exposed. That's when I realized something I hadn't noticed before. Chasing outcomes had been keeping me busy enough that I didn't have to feel how tense I actually was. The tension was always there. I just called it motivation. When you're chasing, there's this low-level pressure running all day long, even on good days. You wake up thinking about what still hasn't happened. You go to sleep replaying what you could have done differently. And you don't realize how heavy that is until it's gone. When I stopped chasing, that pressure faded. Not overnight, but enough that I could finally feel the difference. And that's when it hit me. Chasing outcomes wasn't making things happen faster. It was keeping me stuck in wanting mode, always reaching, never arriving. And when you're always reaching, the present moment quietly feels like a failure. I didn't stop taking action. I stopped gripping the result. And that distinction changed everything. Action with tension feels exhausting. Action without obsession feels clean. I still worked. I still showed up. I still wanted things. But I wasn't negotiating with reality every step of the way. I wasn't constantly asking, is this leading somewhere? Am I wasting time? Should this be moving faster by now? Those questions were draining me. Because when you're asking them, you're not present. You're anxious. And when my attention came back into the moment, something shifted in how I showed up. I was less reactive, less defensive, less attached to how things should go. If something didn't move right away, I didn't spiral. If someone pulled back, I didn't chase. If plans changed, I didn't turn it into a story about failure. That alone brought more peace than anything I had tried before. And here's something subtle but important. Chasing outcomes keeps your nervous system on edge. Letting go gives it permission to settle. And a settled nervous system makes clearer decisions. That's when life started responding differently. Not dramatically, not all at once, but consistently. People opened up more. Conversations flowed without effort. Opportunities showed up without me chasing them down. Not in a magical way, in a human way. I realized something important here. Chasing outcomes makes you busy. Letting go makes you available. Available for timing, for intuition, for moments you can't plan. Before, I was always slightly ahead of life, thinking about what should happen next. Now I was finally where life was happening, and life responds to presence. The shift didn't happen when I got what I wanted. It happened when I stopped organizing my identity around getting it. And after that calm came something I didn't expect. Nothing. No big movement, no confirmation, just space. This is the phase most people panic in. Because when you stop chasing outcomes, there's often a pause where the old momentum dies, and the new flow hasn't started yet. If no one tells you this is normal, you'll think you messed up. I almost went back. But what felt different this time was that I wasn't anxious. I was just unfamiliar with stillness. For so long, effort had been my identity. Urgency felt productive. So when life stopped demanding that from me, it felt empty, even though it wasn't. That space wasn't punishment. It was recalibration. And once I stopped trying to escape the quiet, clarity started showing up. Not loudly, not dramatically, in small decisions. Things I used to overthink became obvious. Not easy, but clear. I stopped saying yes just to keep momentum, stopped forcing timelines my body wasn't aligned with, and life responded again. People reached out without me initiating. Opportunities matched where I actually was. I trusted my timing more than my anxiety. Anxiety rushes. Intuition waits. Once you feel that difference, you can't unfeel it. I still had goals. I just wasn't bargaining my piece for them. And that's when I understood something deeply. You don't manifest from wanting. You manifest from who you're being while you wait. Waiting stopped feeling like punishment and started feeling like preparation. I focused less on outcomes and more on capacity, my ability to stay calm, to respond instead of react, to enjoy my life without using the future as leverage. And then it happened. Not with fireworks, not with adrenaline, but with a quiet sense of, oh, this fits. That's how aligned things arrive. When something comes from force, it requires force to maintain. When it comes from alignment, it holds itself. That's why detachment isn't giving up, it's trusting yourself with or without the outcome. Every major thing that worked out in my life showed up after I stopped needing it to. And the final fear dissolved. What if I let go and nothing happens? Here's the truth. Something always happens. Just not always what your anxious mind predicted. When I stopped outsourcing my safety to the future, confidence settled in. Not loud confidence, quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't rush life. Stopping the chase didn't make my life perfect. It made it honest. I didn't lose momentum. I gained direction. And that's the final truth I want to leave you with. Nothing truly meant for you requires chasing. What's aligned will meet you halfway. What's forced will drain you. When you stop chasing outcomes, you don't lose desire, you lose desperation. And desperation was never your power. Your power is presence. Your power is trust. Your power is who you are when you stop trying to control the ending. Life doesn't respond to tension, it responds to clarity. So if you're in a season where nothing seems to be moving, ask yourself, what am I being invited to release? Because letting go isn't the end of effort, it's the end of resistance. And once resistance drops, life stops feeling like something you have to chase. It starts feeling like something that's finally walking beside you. Quietly, steadily, in its own time.